Definitely
yo.
gonna need
Hello
PC
there.
too.
What is up?
Am I PC tuning for two of us?
You're PC tuning for everybody right now. Wow.
Hello. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
oh,
What's up, everybody?
hi. Oh man, my screen is dark, isn't it?
A little bit. We'll survive.
All right, we'll fix that. But anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to Black Market Live. This is the show where we here at Black Market Dub make music and mainly reggae, sometimes other things. We do it live with all of y'all
Oh, yeah.
out there in the world, and we talk about various things. And we also, from time to time, release new music.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's music that we have made in large part here on the stream.
A lot of those times are times like today.
So today is release day, but I'll let you tell us about that, Nate. What are we doing today?
Yeah, so...
Tell us while I turn on a light, please.
Yeah, so today we released our long in the works, long being like 2 months or something. We've been working on this Blue Velvet EP, the David Lynch inspired EP, for a couple months on the stream, and it came out this morning. I dropped it at about 9 a.m. my time. So if you want to hear that, head over to the link in the description of the video. I'll post the links in the chat as well. But it turned out really cool. It's me and Wise Owl, and we've got Dub Robot on it, who is Brian Wallace. Andy, yes, they are one and the same. They're the same person. Yeah, it turned out fucking awesome. I'm like so stoked on it. It's once again one of those things where like while I'm working on it, I'm like, wow, is this gonna suck? And then and then I finish it and it's already out and I'm like, oh wait, no, this is fucking awesome. I'm like really stoked that we put this out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's already, people are already supporting it and checking it out and listening to it. People have been listening to it all morning, so I've gotten really good feedback on it so far. And today, we're going to watch the dub videos that I filmed. So the actual filmed performances from here in my studio of what you hear on the EP. So we're going to dig into those and watch those videos. It should be cool. And we've also got regular music submissions from you guys. So we're going to listen to you guys' music today as well. Probably, I think we have a mailbag. I can't remember. But today, today might even be a little bit of a shorter stream because we're really, today is just about, we finished something, we worked on something, and now it's done. We actually made something and finished it for once.
Yeah.
The fucking 40th time, whatever.
Yeah, which has been a thing that has kind of slowed down the more that we do this
Yeah.
stream and stuff.
Yeah.
Release music a bit less frequently these days.
Andy says you have a mailbag now. All right, great. Thanks, Andy.
Yay.
Can always rely on
Trusty.
Andy. Andy, I'm curious also, what's up, Nate Booblets in the chat? Yo, yo, yo. Good to
Hi,
see you,
Nate.
man. Andy, are you familiar with Brian Wallace outside of Dub Robot? Where's that confusion stemming from? I'm curious.
Right, yeah, like is that question like
I always
Dub
thought that
Robot
was
is Brian
super
Wallace
clear.
or Dub Robot is Brian Wallace?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yeah, like do you know Brian independently of his insane Dub Robot car and all the shit he does? I kind of hope so. That'd be awesome.
He's more famous than we are, that's for sure.
That's true. Yeah, this project doesn't exist without Dub
Well, he's
Robot.
more famous than I am. Maybe not you, but he's definitely more famous than me.
I would say Wallace is definitely more well known than me. I mean, Wallace played on 40 Ounce to Freedom. He fucking Wallace's career is like insane. It's incredible.
And the car.
And the fucking car. Yeah.
His car is famous.
Yeah. He has a
His car is
Googleable-
more famous than all of us humans that we're
Oh, okay.
that
It
we're
was
weighing in the balance.
the identity of Wallace pertained to his mailbag question. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, we finished this fucking EP. Seriously, Brandon, excellent fucking work on this, man. I think you in particular really shined through on
Me?
this in a really cool way.
Whoa.
So it's
Oh,
awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really proud of this one. So it'll be fun to listen to.
Well,
But
good
yeah,
job and congratulations to you on finishing it, on doing all of the, post work, all of the assembling, all of the engineering on it, all of the dubbing, which I'm super, super excited to hear, you know, because whatever it is that we record and whatever it is that we put together, it always passes the final stage,
yes,
the most critical stage, through the hands of Nate.
through the dub
Yes.
machinery here
The
in the
dub
studio.
apparatus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm here hanging out in Cyber Times Square
I love this.
in honor of today's release party. So I'm like the correspondent who's like out there in the freezing cold with a bunch of
Reporting in here from
Yeah.
Night City.
bystanders. Yeah, it really it
Someone
looks
named
like
Black Market put out a thing.
it looks like I'm in Night City in cyberpunk, like
Yeah.
right outside the apartment building.
Yeah, it's rad. It's good stuff. Yeah, hey, welcome to everybody on Reddit as well. Thanks for all you guys
Yes,
tuning in
hello.
too. Yeah, we're going live on probably too many places. Maybe we should consolidate. I don't know. I guess we're dividing and conquering the
Yeah, whatever.
various internet spaces. But yeah, what's up to everybody on YouTube, Twitch, Bandcamp, and Reddit today? Everybody's tuning in all over the place. So yeah, hello. Yeah, and if you've never watched this show before, Brandon and I are musical partners, musical bedfellows, and I'm in Nashville.
Bedfellows.
Brandon
Yes.
is in Los Angeles,
Yes.
and we're both in our respective recording studios. And what we do on this show is we record and produce music live together from our studios. So it's typically fun, oftentimes chaotic, and usually things break or just don't work well. But today, it's
And sometimes
Going okay.
boring.
Yeah, sometimes really
just,
boring.
45 minutes of the same piano, little,
yeah,
yeah,
Oh, that sounds
just that.
that's a nice
for a
piano
long
sound
time.
right there.
And but that's what it can be like in the recording studio sometimes, you
It's
know.
true.
Like this is the pure unadulterated recording studio experience. And by the way,
It's kind of not though at the same time because we're like
Really?
making them laugh, making them happy. Like
Yeah, right,
we're
yeah,
like
we're-
trying to like
That's
fucking
true.
entertain people at the same
yes,
time.
yeah, we are
it's a
having
little
to
weird.
to be monkeys grinding the organ for quite
Yeah.
a while. And yeah, you definitely don't have to do that in the recording studio.
Yeah. no.
But for anybody who wishes that we would shut the hell up and stop talking so much and play more music, that's actually what it's like in the recording studio.
Yeah,
Also,
especially
is
when me and
people
Brandon
don't
are together.
shut the hell up, and there's a whole lot of talking and
Yeah.
a lot of. I definitely find myself sitting there being like, "Why aren't we playing right now?" And there's just
Yeah.
a bunch of people over in a corner just discussing like chemtrails or something.
Yeah, band practices are often like that as well. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, why am I here on a Wednesday at 10 o'clock at night and we're just bullshitting about what again?
We're probably, but I would say that the two of us, when we get together, we discuss way fewer like fringe political theories
Yeah,
and like
more Star Trek stuff.
less, more Star Trek and less conspiracy theories. Getting like people trying to convince each other that various conspiracy theories are real. That happens in the studio a lot.
Which I'm a proponent actually. I think we need to make conspiracy theories fun again, because conspiracy theories
It's gotten real serious.
It's gotten real serious.
It's a downer.
They've taken a shit. Everything's weird, like has a anti-Semitic undertones to them.
Yeah.
It's very.
When were they fun? What
the 90s.
fun?
I think the 90s is when fucking X-Files made
You talking
conspiracy
about
theories fun.
the Mel Gibson film that was so much fun? No. Conspiracy Theory from the late 90s?
Wait, is that a real movie?
Yeah, Conspiracy Theory? Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
Mel Gibson plays like a weirdo who's into conspiracy theories.
I mean,
And
like...
he happens on one that is actually true. And, the guys with the black helicopters come and try to stop him.
That's fucking awesome. I want to watch that.
I think Sandra Bullock is involved somehow.
Wow. No, I mean like in the 90s, conspiracy theories were fun. Conspiracy theories in the 90s were like, is that a motherfucking face on Mars? Or like, is that a moon base? What?
Is the moon made of cheese?
Yeah, shit like that was fucking fun. Like, it was like so obviously false or just misconstrued. But it was just fun to go down a harmless rabbit hole. Unlike conspiracy theories now, where it's like, it's like detrimental to society at large.
Yeah, because it's all like neighbor based. It's all like the person, the real actual person near me, and sometimes you who I'm talking to is evil, and it's justified to kill you or something.
Right.
Like it's weird shit. Like, dude, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It feels very witch hunty McCarthyism.
Yeah.
Now. It's bad. It's bad fucking vibes in the country right now. Frankly, I think.
See, okay, so
putting it
now
lightly.
this is a recording studio conversation. This is now becoming a
Yeah.
recording studio conversation, which is our conspiracy theories about all the conspiracy theorists and
Are
how they're
conspiracy
ruining
theories
America.
Bad vibes?
That's a pretty hot take, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of conspiracy theories, though, I would posture that Blue Velvet is a film essentially about a conspiracy in a small town.
Okay, yeah. So tell the people about this project that we are celebrating the release of. The fuck is this?
Yeah. So
What the fuck is this? Sidewalking. Is that Nate's real facial hair or a lip slug? The lip slug lives.
Yes,
It's
does.
real.
So today we're gonna watch the Blue Velvet dub videos, which we should get to pretty quickly, actually. The whole kind of genesis behind this project is that I love David Lynch, is basically why we did this. So this is the third David Lynch inspired EP. And it's kind of taking cues from both of the Twin Peaks one and the Eraserhead one that I did. But this one's kind of a fun like mashup. I've never had an EP like this where usually the EPs we do, they're either all artists or they're all like samples from film or TV or something like that. But this one is fun because it's 2 artist songs and 2 like more sample based songs.
Oh, right.
So the sample based ones are like kind of sandwiched in the middle, in between Bobby Vinton and Roy Orbison remixes.
The sample based ones being that like do you mean
I'm like just taking dialogue from a film or a TV show or something and dubbing that in lieu of like actual vocals or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Rather than it being a dub reggae version of a musical song.
right.
But this movie that you chose this time features 2 real songs.
Incredible real songs.
Like pretty heavily that are just as much a part of the movie as anything else is. Right?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, like the first like the Bobby Vinton song that opens the film really like sets the tone very eerily for the entire movie, which is, it's this kind of swung, very like chintzy, like very corny, but well done track that sounds like something
50s vibe.
It's very 50s vibe. It's very like Eisenhower's America type thing.
Yeah.
Which, he uses the song really brilliantly because, within the opening sequence, he while that song's playing, he shows a fucking guy have a heart attack while he's watering his lawn, and then it
Didn't leave
dives
it to Beaverland.
Yeah, and then it dives inside of his ear, and it's kind of it's him showing like the underbelly of these weird little small towns, like these small like all Americana towns are actually much weirder and darker than they seem on the surface. You know what I mean? So yeah, that kind of stuff I just love, and I feel like it's kind of like a loose like neo noir as well, which I'm a big noir fan. But yeah, and then also there's the Roy Orbison song, which in my mind kind of, I think in my head is kind of the climax of the film, is when they arrive at Dean Stockwell's bar, which is really just like his living room.
It is like a fucking house when they walk in.
It's like a
isn't
fucking
it?
house, yeah.
Like the exterior is a bar,
right? But
on in like a commercial part of town.
Yeah, it's like off.
And
the,
they walk
off the
in
street,
and it's a fucking house.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, they walk in, and then Dennis Hopper demands beer and screams at someone for suggesting Heineken.
Dude,
which is like the best.
So I know that line about the Heineken and Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
I was exposed to that line way before I knew who David Lynch was, before I knew what Blue Velvet was. It was a movie.
It's almost bigger than the movie, that one line.
Dude, so I did 3 semesters at Cal State Long Beach, right? I went there right out of high school before dropping out pretty quickly, a year and a half later. But while I was there, lived in the dorms, the first night in the dorms, and met this dude who had been going to college there for like 7 years. He was like 7 years older than all the rest of us who lived in this dorm. And his whole thing was he was a cinephile, right? He's just obsessed with movies, knew everything about every movie, and was obsessed with like the more obscure stuff. Stuff like Blue Velvet. Oh, you're giving me a little light. Thank you.
Oh, did I?
It's so weird. It's all like bright on my end, but when it comes to yours, it's all dark. But that looks much better. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know what I did, but you're welcome.
So we're having this like welcome thing for the dorms, right? Everybody, there's like few hundred people sitting out on the grass, all 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids, and this one 26-year-old guy.
Yeah.
And he's a loud talker, you know?
Nice.
Like there's people
Seinfeldian person in real life.
There's people who like have no like sense of how far their voice is carrying and how many people are paying attention to what they're saying because they can hear them because of how loud they're fucking talking, you know?
Yeah.
And he's somewhere behind me in the crowd, and he's telling the kid next to him the story of Blue Velvet and why it's so awesome.
Nice.
And
no better way to experience a film, by the way.
this is at Cal State Long Beach in which is a college, a university in California in 2005 or 2006. So this is not Harvard. This is not a student body of cultured people who have seen things like Blue Velvet.
Right.
He is the only guy in this entire mass of people that has seen anything that has a favorite movie other than American Pie.
Nice.
Or fucking Van Wilder or something, you know?
Yeah.
And he's wasted drunk, just slapping the kid next to him, telling him the story of Blue Velvet. And I can hear him in my ear. I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. I've never heard of this movie, and there's no context for it. All he's doing is loud talking.
Right.
And he's like, and then he turns to him and he goes, Heineken, fuck that shit. It's all about Pabst Blue Ribbon. And he just starts cackling to himself. And just everyone around is like,
That's a had to be there.
what the fuck is going on with this guy?
Yeah. Wow.
So that burned its way. It wormed into my ear, lived in my brain as a confusing thing that I once heard someone say out of context for about 10 years until probably you
Right.
played some clip or explained some moment that there is this movie called Blue Velvet, and it has this line where Dennis Hopper chides somebody,
Yep.
scolds somebody for requesting Heineken, and in a brusquely suggests the alternative Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It's an
And it like
amazing,
reached all the way back, and I'm like, oh, that's what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah,
He
it's a
was
pretty.
telling him a movie scene. Oh,
It's a pretty incredible hill to die on. You know, Pabst Blue Ribbon or Heineken. But whatever, more power to him.
yeah. Vote in the chat. Heineken, Pabst
Heineken
Blue
or
Ribbon.
Pabst Blue
What do you say?
Ribbon, yeah. Final say. All right, I think we should get into watching these here dub videos and checking out this EP.
All right.
So yeah, here's the full Blue Velvet album. We'll listen to all 4 songs and watch the dub performances for everything. And without further ado, here we go.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, man.
Oh, graphics. Look out. Doc, bro. It's the guy having a heart attack.
Yep. Yeah, dude. Oh, you haven't heard any of Wallace yet.
No, I haven't. Whoa.
just nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
But in my heart there'll always be
Oh man.
precious and warm a memory through the years, and I still can see blue velvet through my tears.
This song just fucking, oh my god, it turned out so good. I'm so happy with this song.
But in my heart there'll always be
The raw tracks are so strong.
precious and warm a memory.
The bass is insane.
And I still can see
Nice.
blue velvet through my tears.
Yeah, dude.
Nice, man.
Blue Velvet, man. Super happy
Dub
with
clap
how that
it.
one turned out.
Found one here.
You did? A human ear?
Yeah, I thought I should bring it to you.
If that's right, let's take a look at it. Yes, that's a human ear.
There
What
are
up, Papa
opportunities
Jocko?
in life for gaining knowledge.
You.
Sometimes it's necessary to take a risk.
Good question, Steve.
Sneak into her apartment.
Should take a break after this one and
Crazy.
Okay.
Surely she's possibly
Yeah, okay.
involved in
a
more than one.
halftime discussion.
I'll go to her apartment. I'll be the pest control man. I will spray her apartment.
This one's very Rasta.
Knock on the door, drawing her attention away from me, in which time I will then Jimmy a window.
And what am I supposed to say when she comes to the door?
You will be a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, this is all, pretty much all the delay I used on this one was the space echo. So this is real tape delay, not a tape delay emulator unit like my other ones.
No wonder it sounded. It's got that real King Tubby sound.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, the whole like skank bus
Crazy enough to do
through my phaser and then getting dubbed out. Here's some Wallace. Dub Robot, everybody. Dub Robot. Dub Robot's in the Bandcamp chat.
Oh, nice. What's up, Dubrobo?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely crucial addition to this music was Dub Robot.
Dub Robot on the saxophone.
Yep. Also, Wallace, if you have any links you want people to go to, or anything like that, just drop them in the Bandcamp chat, and I'll get them out to everybody.
What are you doing in my apartment, Jacko?
I'm not going to do anything except see you.
Papa Jocko, what's up, man?
Tell me.
On the phone.
And then?
PC2 solo.
No way! I want to see you get undressed!
This is where it's at, right here.
Oh yeah. Everyone in the chat's too familiar with this fucking noise.
Fucking look at me.
This might be my first Black Market release with a fuck in it.
Oh yeah,
It's like I think there's 2 or 3 fucks.
explicit. Because you got Dennis Hopper in it.
Oh, here's the little synth outro we did.
Oh yeah, forgot about
So this is in the movie. He has like this like fucking oxygen mask apparatus that he like breathes like some kind of something.
this. You're like getting scared by your own dub there.
Yeah.
Like whoa, look on your face.
This part is really dark. Like whenever he does this shit in the movie, it's like really dark and like scary.
You like scared yourself
Yeah.
with dub.
Yeah. Reviewing my facial expressions after I make one of these is like always so interesting. I'm like, why did I make that face? Wow. Okay, so yeah, you wanted to pause after this one to
Yes,
chat
have
about
a
what we've heard so far.
halftime discussion. So, first of all, hey everybody, Nate Bublitz is the only one who's voted. So in our in our community community debate here, between Heineken, Pabst Blue Ribbon, we've got 1 vote so far for Modelo. So
Nice.
be sure to cast your vote there in the chat,
Yes.
Heineken or Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Also, Dub Robot, he posted in the Bandcamp chat, dubpropulsion.com is a place, a site he wants to promote, which I think is where you can get a lot of music that he produces and Dub Robot stuff as well, I would imagine. So I'm going to drop those in the chats so you guys can hit that up and support Dub Robot and support the work he's doing.
Yep, he's all over this one,
Yeah.
playing the saxophone. This is the first time that I've heard any of it. It's it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's soulful. It's right on the money.
It's right on the money.
No less than I would expect.
Yeah.
No less than I knew that it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, Wallace is the MVP of any any Black Market release that has him on it. He usually steals the show. Like the one I always think about is the fucking Batman one. Like he made that what it is. Like that one's one of my favorites, and like without Wallace on that one, it wouldn't be nearly as good as I think it is. So Wallace, major tip of the cap, kudos for being on this one, man. We want you to be on more. Wallace, I'm curious your thoughts on this. I've mentioned this to Brandon. Maybe you've heard me say this before. I try to use you as like a special like it's like you're like a special treat that I sprinkle on these releases every once in a while. So I try to use you sparingly. Do you want to just play on them all the time? Should I just do that? Like there's probably a middle ground that we can hit, but we definitely speak for everybody who likes these Black Market releases that more Wallace would be probably very welcome, I would think.
Indeed.
But,
Steve Feck says, this is brilliant. Did you have to speed up vocal track to match the mix? The sax part is amazing.
yeah.
I mean, you answered him, but yeah, do you have to speed up the vocal?
To answer that, so when I make these, typically I try and avoid speeding up or slowing down the original source as much as possible. There's kind of a weird like no man's land with like reggae grooves that exists between like 100 and 110, 115. So like
that's true. It's kind of a dead zone of tempo.
It is, yeah. So anytime there's a song that I really want to remix that is in that like tempo zone, I may adjust the original, but I try and avoid that as much as possible because one of the best critiques I ever got when I did my very first EP, the first Bowie one, I showed it to a professor at school, and he really liked it, but he just was like, when you slow it down so much, it was like one of the Bowie ones. I can't remember which one, but he basically was like, when you slow it down so much, it loses so much appeal because, it starts to become unrecognizable as the original song anymore. Like, and these songs are so famous and they're so beloved as they are, that you're kind of taking away a huge part of what people like about them. It's not just the song, but it's the actual way and understand the song, and tempo has like so much to do with that.
That's some good feedback to give.
It was great feedback, yeah. And I pretty much ever since that one, I've tried to avoid, any kind of clash like that could happen that could stem from fucking with the tempo too much.
Yeah, and also too, by the way, Steve, it's the workflow, the way that it goes, rather than making a piece of music and then taking the vocal and putting it in. Nate always begins with the vocal and then just plays all the music to that, so builds the music around the vocal the way that it is. So like you're saying, Nate, a lot of the times you're able to do it without altering the vocal at all.
Right. Yeah, it's awesome. Because basically the way the process works is you take a vocal of the song you want to remix, and in Ableton I lock it down. I beat map it to a grid so it's locked, and it will like perfectly sync up with like a metronome basically. And once you have that, once you have that, if you do the same thing to like some drums that you would want to use, once they're both locked down to the same mapped like tempo map basically, you have the whole skeleton of the song, and then you just fill in all the blanks. You play the bass, you play the guitars, play piano, organ, all that stuff. So it's a really cool way to work that I cannot and will not claim to have like thought of by myself. It was like something. I basically like took a course in Ableton when I was in school, and now Ableton was like totally foreign to me. I was like totally immersed in Pro Tools land and all the frustrations that come with that. And when I discovered Ableton through this class, like our teacher Ben Cantil, who's part of Zebler and Canty experience, like one of the most amazing electronic duos that tour and exist right now. He gave us like an assignment to like beat map a pre-existing song, and I did that, and I figured I realized how easy it was, and I thought, and it was like a couple months later it like hit me like a fucking truck. I was like, shit, if I do this with an acapella, I mean, fuck, you could do anything under it. You could make it sound like a fucking polka song if you want.
So the original idea that appeared in your brain that eventually
was to do this polka,
that eventually went into I could take well-known songs and do them reggae.
Yeah.
The original conception of it was to take well-known songs and do them polka.
No. Well, yes.
Wow, that's a little black market history for you. I did not know. That's new information to me.
No, obviously that's not how it went, but
you heard it here first, everybody.
Wow. Polka. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome, Steve. Yeah, he says thanks for breaking down the process and sharing the details. Yeah, definitely. One of my hopes from this project is like to hear more stuff like this. Like, we do dub and reggae versions of this stuff, but like you could just as easily do this in like, I don't know, like a funk style or like a more like, I don't know. You could do it in any style. You could and that's kind of like I don't know. That's kind of one of the things I want to like prove and show to people too, is that like, like by doing this, it shows that like a good song is a good song. It doesn't really matter so much the style or anything like that. If it's a good song, it's going to it's going to kick ass no matter the style, or it should, if it's done well. But yeah, so first half of Blue Velvet. Any other thoughts on this so far?
Yeah, the only other one that I want to say is like it. You always 99% of the time have me play bass on the songs, and I mean like the strongest bass performance in many Black Market EPs, in my opinion, is the first song on this one where you play bass.
Wow.
It's so good. That little octave thing. I need you to teach me to show me how you're playing that little boo-dee-dee-doo thing that is happening in the chorus in Blue Velvet. It's so dope.
Yeah, there's at one
It
point.
sounds so good. Just everything. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't play on that song at all. I don't think. It's all Nate.
That's true. That's
playing
true. Yeah, that's the
every
only one.
instrument.
That's the only one with only me on it.
It's
and
so
Wallace.
good, man. It sounds so freaking good. We were talking about how so I did hear the raw tracks of it. This is the first time that I've heard it dubbed. But just the raw tracks and everything, just the way that you performed everything, the groove, the drum groove that you chose, and how it all locks together. It sounds so much like Trojan Records productions from like the early 70s.
Nice. Wow.
Mid
Thank you.
70s that were like being recorded in London. That whole vibe sounds so good, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, and that means a lot coming from you because you're my favorite bass player. So, it's one of those things where, I was really stoked on the bass part. I'm not gonna lie, but it was one of those things where I still sent it to you and was like, if you had said, actually, dude, like there's a way you should do it and you don't know how, and this is how. I'll show you how. Like, I would have just been like, all right, you're right. Like, just do it,
And I would tell you if that was the case, but no, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's I would say these EPs always turn out good, but there's usually one that sticks out head and shoulders above the others. And the way you can tell which one that is it's always the first one on the track list.
You always put your favorite one as track one.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, and that being said, we got two more to look forward to.
No, but they're all seriously, all four of these are fucking awesome. And actually, the next tune is like, I fucking love how this one turned out.
I'm really excited. I can't wait.
This one is the Pabst Blue Ribbon song. And the other thing I like that happened with this EP is I actually, using the samples and the track list, it follows the actual... it follows the film chronologically up until it gets to the Roy Orbison song. So it doesn't really go past that. If I had done a fifth song, we would have. But so this is pretty much the film in order up to the Roy Orbison thing.
So you could basically use this EP and do kind of like Dark Side of the Moon along with Wizard of Oz type thing.
No,
but only up until the Roy Orbison song.
No, it wouldn't line up at all. But yeah, just in this little mini condensed, version of the movie, I guess. But all right, should we get back into it?
I'm excited to hear it. I'm raising up my Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Word. Oh yeah, you know what? I've got some emergency drinking beer that I may emergency drink right now.
Wait, the can literally says emergency drinking beer?
Look at it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
You always have the coolest named beers.
Oh, thank you. I guess. I don't know if I can take credit.
I have
for
no
that.
idea what they taste like, but strong names of your beers for sure.
Yeah. All right, here's the second half of the newly released Blue Velvet EP. If you guys dig this, hit the Bandcamp link in the description of the video. This EP is live right now on Bandcamp, so go over there. It's free. Go download it. Listen to it. Play it for your friends. There's no way you could be more annoying promoting it than I am, but Try and out annoy
Yeah,
me.
try to be more annoying than Nate. Try it.
You'll fail.
And if you can do it, we'll give you a prize. 'cause
You
it's
will
just hard.
fail.
Yeah.
But yes, please. All right, second half. Here we go.
Come on, we're gonna go for a joyride.
Wallace.
Isabella's wig.
What's that?
Isabella Rossellini's wig.
Oh yeah.
Some flute in there.
Yeah, dude, this song grooves so hard. Check out
So
this
hard to
shaky
camera- I
cam.
know. It's
Check out
hard.
this shaky cam view. It's fucking great.
That's how hard it's grooving.
Yeah.
What kind of beer do you like? Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Try another transition. Oh,
Yeah, dude.
Don't you look at me, fuck!
Oh my god. He's a legend, man.
man.
Yeah, that song fucking belongs to Wallace. That whole part he does is so fucking sweet.
The berry flute combo is pretty
The berry
strong.
flute combo.
Wow.
You never, if someone was like, I'm gonna play a baritone flute section on your song, you wouldn't like right away think,
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman
Oh
here
shit.
we go.
tiptoes to my room every night, and just to sprinkle stardust and to whisper, go to sleep, everything is alright.
Thank you, Steve.
I close my eyes, then I drift away into the magic night. I softly say,
I'm wearing my Roy Orbison shirt
a
for this.
silent prayer, like dreamers do. Then I fall asleep to dream my dreams of you. In dreams, I walk with you. In dreams, I talk to you. In dreams, you're mine. All of the time we're together. In dreams, but just before the dawn, I awake and find you gone. I can't help it, I can't help it if I cry. I remember that you said goodbye. It's too bad that all these things can only happen in my dreams. Only in beautiful dreams.
Wow. Wow.
I walk.
Little extendo dub section.
That's exactly what we want. Wow. Yes, Jocko. It's the big O in a dub.
With you. In dreams I talk to you. In dreams you're mine. All of the time we're together. In dreams, in dreams.
Yeah, dude. Roy.
Holy shit.
Roy.
Oh my god.
That's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Good job, everyone.
Oh, we did it.
Yay. Woo. We did Blue Velvet.
We did Blue Velvet. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
man.
that's not, I like how you bookended it. Started it with
that was
Bobby,
totally
ended it
on
with
purpose.
Roy.
Oh, I see what
Yeah.
you mean. Yeah, I thought that was a cool way to do it.
The Crocodile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, man.
God, so much fun working on that. It's in the books now. It is past tense.
Yeah.
It is a part of the great discography in the sky that is Black Market Dub.
Yeah, it's so crazy how that moment where a project is like because it feels a certain way when it's in the present tense. When you're still working on it, you're in the
Yeah.
middle of it. It's like
Yep.
planning and it's everything that you think about, and then all of a sudden it's like a moment, and it's like
It's
I'm
done.
never gonna work on it ever again. It is forever. Everything that we did is now etched in stone, and
Yep.
it is gone.
Yeah. And
What next?
yeah, and I always put these like hard deadlines on these things because there was literally a point last night where like I had like an hour, like I had to leave the house, and I had basically finished mixing the album, and I was getting ready to master it, and I literally was like, I should redo Blue Velvet, the song. I should go in and remix that actually and redub it. Because I thought I heard something in the master that I didn't like, and I had an idea of what I thought it could be, and I just thought, you know what, literally no one's gonna notice. And when I listened to it back, I was like, and I think I'm incorrect. So I did it. It's over. I have to just let it go and put it out. I have to have those kind of deadlines, or else, yeah, you do get kind of stuck in this like fucking pinwheel of like just constantly tinkering and perfecting and trying to just tinker with it until it's quote unquote perfect. But I'm incapable of making something actually perfect. So I'm happy to put stuff out, warts and all. I think it's kind of cool. But
Magaduppy's here.
oh yeah, what's up, Magaduppy?
Yo just got in at the end of In Dreams, and it sounded on point.
Thanks,
I mean,
man. Thanks, man.
On point.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, definitely go check it out on Bandcamp. The whole thing is there. I'm working on the videos. The videos are done. I rendered them weird, so it's gonna be. The videos aren't going to come out today or this weekend. They'll probably start coming out on Monday or Tuesday or something like that once I have some more time to figure it out. Because Brandon has introduced me to a new video editing software for the purposes of something really cool, which if you're a Patreon or a Bandcamp subscriber, you're more privy to than others. Which I guess we could talk a little bit about this, should we?
Why not?
I think we should.
Or should we just?
I think we could talk
surprise
about it. We could
people?
build anticipation, build suspense. People who've been watching the show regularly, I think a few weeks ago, you'll remember we did a theme song out of nowhere. We decided we needed to make like a 30-second jingle. And that was one of the more fun streams we've done in a while. Just
Yeah.
part of the project, or part of the it's just fun to like say we need to make a 30 seconds of music before the end of the stream. And
Yeah, and we recorded it from beginning to end.
yeah, we recorded it from beginning to end. We had Magaduppy sending us in like stems to use. We had people throwing suggestions out, all kinds of stuff. It was really, really fun. And all of that was in service to a then very secret project that we were working on and talking about. I've delved into it in on Patreon and for the Bandcamp subscribers a little bit, and I shared with them the actual intro video that pairs with that song that we made. Brandon, do you want to tell people what this project is, what we're doing?
Sure. Yeah. So, we have decided we've decided to do a new kind of show on the YouTube channel. And what this is something that is more prepared and edited together in a more cohesive, more kind of streamlined package.
Prepared
than
and
this
edited
stream.
for us is such a low fucking bar, but this is, we're actually like editing and keep going.
Yeah. So, we are going to be unveiling a album review show featuring your boys Nate and Brandon, and we'll be taking turns. Well, mostly taking turns. I think the first 3 are Nate's picks, but that's okay.
That's true, isn't it?
But in general, taking turns choosing albums that we're going to spend time really listening to, educating ourselves about. There'll be almost all albums that we're actually revisiting, albums that we already are familiar with, but every once in a while there'll be, maybe one that one of us either hasn't heard or is not super familiar with.
Yeah.
And we'll have a discussion. And it's going to be a nice, in-depth kind of discussion about an album of some importance or some note or in some way beloved by at least one of us.
Yeah. So
and in our style,
Yeah. So far, I've seen about 5 minutes of what Brandon had. Brandon's editing the first episode. We're going to trade off editing episodes. And I've seen about 5 minutes of what Brandon's worked on so far, and it's so fucking good. And I'm not just talking about how good of a job Brandon did in editing, because he does. He this for weeks now. He's been telling me how worried he is about fucking editing shit, and how he's not a video editor, and he's not, all like reasonable concerns for two guys who are music people who are barely
we're not video guys.
Yeah, we're not video guys at all.
But
if
we're
this
becoming
fucking
video guys to make this.
Yeah. If this fucking show isn't an indication to you that we're not video people, I don't know what else we could show you. But
what gave it away?
Yeah, what gave it away? I don't know.
Let me ask one of the people behind me on the street. Excuse me, sir. How did you know that I'm not a video expert?
Yeah. But we are. I've seen the first 5 minutes, and it's like, not only does he do a great job editing, but it's genuinely funny. Which is helped by the fact that his edits are really funny, and it's just really cool. It's me and Brandon discussing an album that we both love, that you guys all, I'm sure, love as well. We won't spoil it for now, but
yeah.
But yeah, the goal is to try and do these like maybe once every other week or something like that, like bi-weekly. If we can get out 2 a month, I think we'd be like superstars.
I agree. I think that would be major superstar status.
Yeah. So maybe only 1 a month for a while until we really get our sea legs. But it's really exciting. I mean, it's the kind that we're trying to. If it's not obvious, we're really trying to make a go of this thing, everybody. We're trying to make this a sustainable. We're having fun, but we're trying to
enjoying ourselves.
We're having fun and we're enjoying ourselves, yes. But we're also trying really hard to make this like a sustainable project. And so to do something like this in this world of like kind of music review, album review stuff, to me, I think it's the kind of stuff that people really like to watch. Like, it's the kind of stuff I watch when I'm just farting around on YouTube, like on my day off.
Yeah, exactly. It's the kind of thing that I watch a lot too. And we are aware how full YouTube is with album reviews.
Yeah. So we're trying to do this in a way. We're modeling it after another style of show. And you don't really see this kind of style done as often with music reviews. So we're hoping it's something fresh, something interesting that people actually want to watch.
It's something a little bit different than a song by song, track by track.
Exactly.
Analysis and opinion giving of each song, and ask, did you like it? Right. Yes, I did. Did you like it? No, I did not.
Yeah, and, we're avoiding like the needle drop type of album review where it feels like he's
because he's already doing that.
He's already doing that, and he's the best at it anyway.
Exactly.
He's got that whole territory covered. So we're trying to do something different with it, and I really think you guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be awesome. So the show's gonna be
two dumb guys being dumb, talking about
which I point out in the first 2 minutes how dumb I am, which I'm really glad. Just to set the tone for the whole show.
And you're like, oh, I noticed you kept that part in where I call myself dumb.
No,
Interesting.
I love it. Yeah, it's really exciting, man. I told Brandon today I literally can't stop thinking about it. I'm so excited about it, and we want you guys to know this show in addition to everything we already do. So we're gonna always do this live show. This shit's
stream
fucking
doesn't
easy
stop.
as fuck. This show is not hard to do except when it like breaks and falls apart. So we're always gonna do this show. This show's awesome, and we're always gonna make EPs. That's what we do on this show. We make the music that we put out. So that stuff's not going to change at all. But in addition to that, we're going to try and put out another type of content, which I think people are going to dig it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And the other cool thing about this show is we're not just going to do albums we really like. Like, we might do an album where Brandon loves it and I think it's dumb. And we talk about that, or we might pick an album that's like really weird that maybe no one's heard of or something, and we present our case why it's worth checking out or worth, more widespread, acknowledgement or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be a mix for you guys of enjoying some discussion about an album that and that you love, and a mix of that of something that. Maybe that you've heard about and never listened to, and always been like, oh, I always wondered what that album is all about. Right. But yeah, just to catch up with the chat. Okay, Jocko's out. See you later. Off to the regular Thursday jams.
Peace, bruh.
This is Wild at Heart next.
Oh, that's a great question. Actually, I can't remember who I was talking to in one of the chats today. They brought up, what's the next Lynch thing? And I think, personally, I think it's going to be Dune. Because Dune, it doesn't even really feel like a David Lynch movie. It's more of like a sci-fi movie that I think would just be really fun because me and Brandon both like Dune. So we'll probably do Dune next. So it'll like technically be another David Lynch one, but I don't think it's really going to feel much like these past three because that movie doesn't feel like a David Lynch movie at all. But I think, Dune will probably happen. I imagine Lost Highway will happen. I didn't even fucking think about Wild at Heart. That's the next Lynch one I should actually do. Because then the opportunity to dub Nicolas Cage is like, how do I pass
I have to
that?
credit Jocko for the idea.
Yeah, thank you, Jocko.
And Steve says, I can't wait to share this in the UK Facebook group I belong to.
Hell yeah,
it's
man.
going to blow their two-tone snobbish minds.
Is our two-tone enjoyers, are they snobbish? Is that a thing?
I guess the ones in this UK Facebook group are.
Interesting.
These particular two-toners.
I happen to really like two-tone and second wave ska. I think it's all really cool. It's not like my favorite kind of dub or my favorite kind of reggae or ska for that matter, but I love that it happened. I really, really do, and I love that it happened like alongside punk. It's a really unique scene. It's super cool. So So if they're too snobby, show them this clip too, Steve. Tell them that I think they're cool. So don't be mean.
Don't be mean, bro.
Yeah.
The quote attributed to Nate. You can kind of understand what he means, right? I mean, like,
for sure.
I guess when I imagine the stereotypical, like, really hardcore two-tone fan, they're kind of only interested in two-tone in that era.
When I imagine any fan,
they idealize trad ska, as
Trad
they call it. Trad ska.
Wow.
Yeah, and well, anyway,
Yeah.
I know what you mean, Steve.
Totally.
And
Totally.
yeah, I can't wait for you to blow their minds.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Let's check on the Bandcamp stream. Groove Stranger. Oh, okay, so Dub Robot says dreamy. I agree, Dub Robot. Thank you again for watching and hanging out, Wallace, and for performing on the record. Your parts are your MVP as always. That's why we call you.
I love how often you busted out the flute on this one too. That's nice.
Killer. So Groove Stranger then says Dune would be fun. So many quotable samples. He who controls the spice controls the universe. Fuck yeah. He says, I'm sticking my neck out here with a Dune idea. Make each track themed to one of the factions. Harkonnen, Atreides, Fremen, and maybe the Imperials, if there's enough juicy dialogue.
Whoa.
Fuck, that's a great idea.
That's a good
Stranger. I actually love that. That's a really, because then each song could kind of have a really distinct like mood and like feel to it, and you could literally just name each one like Fremen, Atreides, Imperials, Harkonnen, or whatever. That would be really cool.
Bene Gesserit should probably be one.
Bene Gesserit, that should probably be one. Great idea, Groove Stranger. Actually, I'm feeling inspired by that idea.
Nate,
that's probably what we'll do. What?
The dub against fear.
Yes. Dub is the mind killer.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I haven't done in a while.
Dub is the mind killer.
With one of these titles for the EPs is I would always try to like just remove one word and put dub in instead, and I haven't done that in a while. So.
Well, that's the trad way of doing it.
Trad is a new term that's like I feel like really catching on right now. That is just a very strange way to refer to things.
It's weird.
But
people do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, we have droned on and on enough about my music. As it so happens, we actually play other people's music on this show as well.
It's true. We do.
So I think we should transition over to our other segment.
We play other people's music segment.
Other people's music. Your music.
Yeah, your music.
So how do people submit to this shit that we're about to do?
So if you want to have your music that you make featured on this show and given a light critiquing, you can do that by emailing blackmarketreggae@gmail.com. Put music submission in the subject of your email. We really prefer like links and stuff, but you can send files as well. We'll play your stuff on the show. We'll email you when your episode's coming up, so you don't have to wait around for 20 weeks like most people that submit will. We will let you know.
So you don't have to wait around for 20 weeks like you probably will.
Yeah. We'll let you know when your episode's coming up.
It's not going to be 20 weeks. We're just kidding.
Awesome. So yeah, these were recently I did kind of another Reddit. I reached out to a few Reddit communities and told them about this segment, and got a lot of submissions. So this song, I was really excited when it popped up because it's a style of music that you don't. I don't know why, but I was not expecting someone to submit something in this genre, which is jam band.
Oh,
not
okay.
For whatever reason. As soon as I pressed play, it hit me like it was so out of left field. I was like, "Wait, what?" Like I don't know. Most people that make independent music like this, it's like electronic or singer songwritery or poppy kind of thing. But this guy, Andrew North, with his song "The Crocodile," he did like a jam band thing. So I thought it was really interesting, really unique as far as like our submissions go. So let's check this out. "The Crocodile" by Andrew North. Reminds me a lot of our buddy Sam Small.
Chonky clavinet.
Chonky.
Oh, I like the description of what's happening here.
Yeah.
Everything was going smoothly, set on the line. No thought to curveballs loom. Unprovoked that change it's coming.
I love this like karaoke style lyrics.
Innocent, but still you're
Yeah, this is
running
very cool.
till you hit that wall.
Dun
Be
dun.
afraid to jump, though crocodiles go these waters, 'cause you've been ready all your life. Don't throw the shade across your bed this morning. Don't give in to the crocodile's placid light. 'Cause it's easy to believe without seeing when you've been there before. You look into her eyes, you wonder whether she wanted more. 'Cause it's easy to believe without seeing when you've been there before. Check twice, you're at the doorstep. Won't you come on in? Never nice to be reminded. Ice is getting thin. Make
Yo, what's up,
Andrew?
Andrew?
What's in the chat?
Thanks for hanging out while we listen, man.
Keep your ear on, we're soft spoken. Can't you smell it's time? Don't be afraid to jump. No crocodiles got these waters, 'cause you've been ready all your life. Don't throw the shade across your bed this morning. Don't give in to the crocodile's placid light. 'Cause it's easy to believe without seeing when you've been there before.
Thank you, Andrew.
You look into her eyes, deep down you know that she wanted more. 'Cause it's easy to believe without seeing when you've been there before.
It's a really well-written song.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Hell yeah.
Here we go.
I love this distorted piano. This is very cool. It's like piano through a guitar pedal or something. Andrew, your descriptions of what's going on in the track as they happen is fucking awesome. I
Yeah.
fucking love it. That's really fun.
The video is genius.
Oh, nice. He says that's a whammy pedal. Very interesting. Andrew, your captions are critiquing the song for us.
It's easy to believe without
Nice.
seeing when you've been there before. Look into her eyes. You
Yeah,
know
like and
that it's
subscribe,
not
dog.
what it was before. It's easy to believe without seeing.
Yeah, smack that subscribe button too, Nady.
Oh, yeah.
Slap the button.
Wow. Awesome.
Wow.
Fuck
Holy
yeah, man.
crap. What a song.
That's a great song. I really like that song. Andrew, thanks for hanging out with us while we check this out. I think you did a really, really great job here, man. Andrew, did you make this all yourself? Is it you playing everything? Is this like your band? Is this like a demo you were making like for your band or something like that? Once you get a second, give us the backstory on this track in the chat if you can. But yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, this is just such a unique submission to get something that's kind of like more in the Grateful Dead kind of zone of music. One is unique for this segment of the show, and two, I just think is unique as far as something that someone would make on their own. Because he's saying, thanks, you guys, much appreciated. It's solo, made in Logic and with keys. May become a band song in the future. Yeah, I think it's really cool to like. He did such a good job nailing this like jam band, Grateful Dead, Fish kind of style, like all by himself. Which I feel like without utilizing other people would be really hard to do, to make it feel as like loose and jammy and fun as he did. I think the song is really good. The song speaks for itself. It's already a good song, which, like I said earlier in the show, a good song is a good song is a good song. It doesn't really matter what the style is, but what I'm most impressed with, aside from how good the song is, just from a songwriting standpoint, is the actual arrangement he managed to pull off to make this sound and feel the way it does without anybody else. It's kind of awesome. As far as anything I would critique about it, I don't even think it's really fair for me to bring this up, because I think there's something. I feel like there's detail being lost in the render, going from probably your DAW Logic, Andrew, to YouTube. It's even if you like just look at the video, it's kind of a little like pixely, and I think it's affecting the audio quality a little bit. So I feel like that's kind of my biggest critique, is that I feel like there's some detail missing in the render. Which is probably just YouTube's fault, honestly. But I would love to hear this song, like just like the master file of this song. I think would sound really pristine and nice. It'd be a cool way to hear it. Aside from that, it's like there's always going to be drawbacks when you use artificial drums and artificial instrumentation, and I think that's probably the biggest area of improvement, where you could see improving on this track would be having more fluid, natural sounding drums. It definitely was like a drum machine, and I don't think he was trying to hide that either. But
it was like incorporated into part of the sound, and
totally. And given that limitation, it's awesome how well he pulled
which
off.
We understand, by the way, which we can
totally.
sympathize with.
Not knocking you for doing that, because we all do that. Just being honest on what I've heard and in this track, what I think could improve. But but given that inherent like limitation of like having to program your own drums and them sounding like programmed drums, it really doesn't detract from the track for me. The song is strong enough, the arrangement's strong enough, and his keyboard playing is strong enough that it picks up a whole lot of slack as far as anything in the rhythm section goes. So yeah, overall, Andrew, I think this is really, really fun. I love the video too. I love the crocodile imagery and the lyrics referring to crocodiles and all that stuff. And I love the lyric video style. I think that's fucking awesome. The video is really funny. You did a really good job with this track, man. So great job. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. It's really good songs, well written. I mean, obviously, the the musicianship here and how good of a player you are is really stands out and shines through. You know, it's like really just enjoyable to listen to because of everything, you know, harmonically that you've put in here, and just the precision. I mean, just when the solo happens and you can just hear everything that's happening in the playing of the solo, it's just like it's entertaining if you are a musician, and it's so good to the point where it's really enjoyable and exciting, and you want to listen to it even if you're not, you know. It's a universal. You are a good keyboard player to the point where it's like universally enjoyable,
big time,
you know, by all humans who listen. And the song is well written. And the video, it's like it's just as much of a part of the whole complete enjoyable experience because it completes the sentence of like the style of humor and the sense of humor of the whole piece,
and the lightheartedness of the track itself.
Yeah, exactly. It helps put the music in a different sort of context, and you kind of listen to it in this more lighthearted,
Andrew, is there any
self-aware way?
Is there any guitar on this track at all, or is this all keyboards kind of replicating other sounds? Because there's a part that that to me sounds kind of like a guitar, but I have a feeling that might be a keyboard.
Yeah,
just given what we know about Andrew.
Like it sounds like it's like overdriven
big time
Rhodes or Wurlitzer or something like that.
Yeah,
type of a sound. But yeah, like you know, it's got the Grateful Dead Fish vibe, and
there it is. Yeah, no guitar, all keys with varying effects on them. That's awesome, man. You do a really good job emulating a guitar sound, because it fooled me the first time, and then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, I bet you that's actually a keyboard.
Oh, it's a Rhodes through an amp, so it's a real Rhodes through a real amp.
Nice.
Okay, so it's not just it's not all just software stuff going into Logic.
He says, my guitar playing isn't up to snuff. We can't be good at everything, man. And your strengths majorly outweigh everything else in the song. So
your keyboard playing is, though, and it covers everything. I really seriously, like, I wouldn't even suggest that you add other instruments that are not played on a keyboard in here. I think that you are good enough at it, and you're good enough at the orchestration and the arrangement of various things and getting various sounds. I mean, look how he's using different kinds of overdrive, different kinds of pedals, different kinds of stereo image things, mono imaged things.
If anything, the fact that all the sounds are accomplished with a keyboard, I think would be a selling point for a lot of people. Like, remember on like the back of like Rage Against the Machine albums, they would say all sounds heard on this album were made by guitar, bass, drums, and vocals, which is like obviously pointing out that like, yeah, Tom Morello.
You would need to say that.
Yeah.
Because you listen to it and you're
certain. Like, do they have a DJ scratcher or something?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, which I think for a lot of like musician nerds, like that's aside from the fact that Rage Against the Machine are a great band, that was like always a huge selling point for me in like listening to their music, was like, aside from everything else about their music, just the fact that Tom Morello was basically able to accomplish these weird fucking sounds with just a guitar. It was like remarkable. It was amazing.
And it was a big part of what
it's a huge
spread
part of
it
their sound.
with word of mouth too. You know,
yeah, big time.
It was a huge part of what had people introduce them to each other and mention them to each other. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Well, no, that's not the way that I heard about Rage, but I know back in the day, the way that a lot of people heard about Rage Against the Machine was like, there's this dude who does crazy shit with a guitar. So yeah, I mean, you're right. It's kind of a cool and unique thing where
Yeah, I would like Andrew.
Here's
If I
this
were
guy
you,
who he just does everything with a keyboard.
yeah,
It's great.
Andrew, I would just lean into it. Like, don't even try to get real guitar in your shit. Just do it yourself and let that be like a selling point for your music, that you make all the music on your keyboard, and you might think it's a guitar, but it's not. I think that's really cool. People love that kind of shit. I definitely love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the sense of humor with the video just really works, man.
So good.
If you can.
Also, can we mention his voice and his singing voice, which I think is like pitch perfect for this style of music.
Yep.
Like,
totally fits.
Like, I feel like I can picture Andrew in my mind, like from going to enough like bluegrass, like strawberry bluegrass music festivals in my life. Like, I feel like I know Andrew already. Yeah, your tone of voice and everything, everything you're doing, it just fits so well, man. It's just really well put together. It's very well done.
In terms of feedback or input or suggestions, the only thing I would say is, so there's a very cool like synthesizer bass part happening in there. You know, the sound that the bass is kind of ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit hotter. I think
Yeah.
you could bring that up, bring that out a little bit more. It's working nicely, complementing the rest of what's happening musically in there.
Yeah.
And I do know, and I am aware, some of the hallmarks of this style, of this Grateful Dead and all of its grandchildren style. The drums and the bass are not really super forward.
Yeah, it's
in
not
the
the
mix
driver of the
and in
music.
the arrangement.
Yeah.
I know that. And also I do know that in that tradition of music, it is normal for there to be like at least 4 verses in a song, and you go to the bridge 4 or 5 times.
Totally.
You go to the bridge every time. Every time the chorus happens, you go there, type of a thing. I would say if you are willing to break from that tradition of music, personally, I think the whole kind of finished product would be improved with so right now it's 5 minutes 21 seconds long. If I don't know, if they were like 3 verses, go to the bridge twice, and that solo, that wonderful solo, happens a bit earlier, sooner. Just if the arrangement was trimmed down to more resemble a song of another style.
Yeah.
I think it would be, this would definitely be a song that I would like press, that I would rewind and play from the beginning again.
Yeah. There's a
more
lot to be
often.
said for leave 'em wanting more, for sure.
Exactly. But that being said, like I said before, I do know that the way that you have this song arranged is, it's the trad way. It's the traditional way of song structure in this style of music. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. And the bass being nice and tucked back and not calling very much attention to itself is also. So that being said, I mean, those are the only suggestions that I have, critiques that I have, both of
Nice.
which are things that would be very understandable and very would make a lot of sense for you to not take and not do.
Sure.
But I mean, this is just a really, really well-made song.
Yeah.
Really well written and well recorded. It really sounds like a thing where the idea that you had and the vision that you had for this piece of music is like you achieved it. There
Yeah,
it is. It
it's
really
right there,
sounds
for
like
sure.
you accomplished what you were envisioning.
Big time. Let's give it up for Andrew. Great job, man.
Dub clap.
Way to go. Andrew, please, in the future, whether you take any of our critiques to heart or not, in the future, if you make more music and you'd like us to review it again, send it in, man. Send it to us. We'd love to listen to it again. We've yet to have like a repeat listen from the same artist yet, so I imagine some of those will come up soon later this year. But yeah, please send us more stuff, man. If you ever want us to check it out, don't be shy. And thank you for hanging out and answering our questions as well. All right, so our other track. This is a very interesting one. He basically, this is the artist who goes by Delta. This is the album Indigo, which you can find on Spotify. It's a very diverse set of songs, I would say, which I think is driven by all the different contributors and guests on a lot of these songs.
Different artists in there.
Yeah, but there was one that stood out to me that I really liked, which was the second track called Swimming. He just sent me the album and basically told me to pick whichever one I liked the best. So I listened through most of the record yesterday. And this one, Swimming, really caught my ear holes. So I thought we would try, we'd check those ones out. But yeah, this is this one's cool too. This is a very produced, very well made track. So this is kind of like a step up from a lot of bedroom production that we hear as well. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, without further ado, here is Swimming by the artist Delta from his album Indigo. And both these songs and tracks you can find links for in the description of the video. So go ahead and check those out and subscribe and like these tracks and all that good stuff. Here we go. Here's Swimming.
Drip it down. Troublemakers in my way, but I leave them in the days. Pull up among the million, one look and be my guest. Lift up my spirits, will ya? Playing will get to me. Fill up the glass, continue. The night descends in need. Roll up your wrist, baby boo.
There's so much delicious sounds in this
Holy
track.
Crap.
Yeah. Ear candy.
Yes.
Yeah, Magaduppy, you're on point, dude. I agree with you.
Craving for you, don't let me go floating around like before.
Delta.
I love that song. I'm
So-
gonna need to add that to a playlist
I believe
of
you've
mine
got.
and keep listening to it.
I believe you've got Mail. I believe is probably the featured artist on that, the female singer.
Yeah.
Delta is the producer, I presume, of the track.
Seems like it.
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. Man, what a good song.
Yeah.
This is another one. We got two today where there's almost, nothing to say about it other than well done.
You guys
It's
are
like-
doing too good.
It's like perfectly done. Yeah. You guys really don't need any help, or not very much help, if any at all.
Right.
These submissions that you're sending in these days. Some of the standout things are, so the bass sound is incredible. I don't think people really understand how difficult it is to produce a track that has a synth bass sound that sounds like that. It's so like vocal.
Yeah.
And it speaks so clearly in the track, and it has it has so much going on. You can hear the articulation of each little like movement of the wave, like human vocal cords, but there's also just a smooth, steady, present, very low bassy vibe to it happening underneath, and it doesn't sound disjointed. It doesn't sound like there's a high and a low. It's one continuous thing, like butter spread across the bread,
Big time.
And like Steve says, bass line is killer too. Like the what it's doing musically, it's not just repeating the same thing constantly. It's moving, it's changing, it's adapting to what the transitions, to the way that the chords are just a bit different for each section. It's adapting and changing to fit how the vocal lines are different in each section. It goes away and it comes back, and in the moments when it comes back, it is playing a bass line that is just a little bit different, just to fit this transition moment. The takeaway and then the drop when it comes back in. It's amazing. And then the same thing can be said of its little counterpart, like that
higher synth thing.
Yeah, like
so sick.
the G-funk thing.
Big time G-funk vibes. Magaduppy pointed that out. He said the intro is like 90s Snoop Dogg meets Daddy Yankee, which is like exactly what this is.
So you have that high G-funk synth sound, which is like let's see if I have something like that. That it's not the same sound, but that type of a vibe also is constantly changing.
Yeah.
And it's always in the pocket, and it's always on point. It's not just one line that sounds like a sample, like it's musically included and arranged in there. There's even little details of, you can tell that the person who produced it, who I'm assuming is Delta, is automating and changing the loudness of each bass note, like in the parts where it breaks down and it's just the vocal with most of the music goes away, and it's mainly featuring the vocal and the bass and just like the kick drum. The high bass notes are louder, and the lower bass notes are quieter, get really quieter, so they like tuck in the back, and it's like there's so much movement and everything is so dynamic. It's not
very articulate.
This track has a lot of strength in an area where I feel like my own productions and my own music, one of the greatest weaknesses in my music is that I end up tending to have like one constant dynamic, one level kind of throughout the song too much. This one has so much up and down and forward and backward. It like it sounds three-dimensional in a way where when elements come in and things get louder and quieter, it doesn't feel spatially like up and down. It feels like forward and backward.
Also,
You know?
it has so much depth and like space to it without overly relying on like reverb or delay or anything.
Yep.
Like it's kind of a dry track.
It's pretty dry.
in a lot
Yeah.
of ways. They
Yep.
utilize those effects in moments in the song really well, and when they happen, they're like super effective.
And I bet you a lot of what is a part of the relatively dry sounds that we're hearing is a very close reverb, a very
you're
like
probably right.
short reverb and short delays, and that are balanced like so perfectly.
Yeah.
Just so that there is a space, but it's very small and very close. You know.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty advanced thing, because that is a third option to the first level of understanding reverb is just wet versus dry, you know, like just a big wash and no reverb, so then it sounds close and direct, and just trying to like just making your decision based on where between those two extremes do I want it to be. But this is something where there's way more that you can do with reverb and with delay.
Yeah.
And like one of the things that you can do is choose a different kind that kind of is more of like an ambience sound, not ambience like big and washy, but like what your voice sounds like in a room.
Totally.
When you're standing in a bedroom.
Totally.
You know, and so
And then
it's like
save
imperceptible.
those-
You don't notice it, but it makes the sound like you are in a room together with the sound. You know?
Yeah, and it makes the use of like bigger, I guess more traditional, like longer reverbs so much more effective and cool, because he
Trad
uses
reverb.
Tradverb. But he uses the tradverb, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
The longer, bigger, spaced sounding reverbs as a real effect.
Yes.
Like it's not just
and it's effective.
It is.
because of the contrast.
Yeah, and it's not just blanketing the whole track like, oh, this is a reverby song or something. It's not like that. It's like he saves it and he brings it out only in moments where he really wants to give you some like headphone, earphone candy to swim in a moment in the song, and then brings you, scoops it all back in and brings you right back to the kind of more dry
Totally.
sound of the rest of the track. It's really cool what he does.
I could go on and on about what is great about this track and what works and all the details of it. I mean, in my opinion, this person is, in terms of instrumental production, is a better producer than we are. Certainly, better than I am.
Yeah, I would agree.
There's so much about it that works. The other part, the Daddy Yankee part. So this is another really cool thing, is that there's such a tasteful way. Here's something that is really challenging. Take a ubiquitous style of music, create a track that is undoubtedly that style of music without it sounding like another drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So
man, this is a great point.
There's
You're
the
so right about this.
reggaeton rhythm that this song is based around, but it's such a
It feels fresh.
unique. It just sounds like music. It sounds like a song. It sounds like it sounds like somebody organically came up with this rhythm for this song, and someone just chose, oh, this is the kick and snare pattern that we're going to use for the song because it sounds really good. It sounds like somebody made this in a world where reggaeton doesn't exist.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't sound
it is
cliched at all.
Right. And good reggaeton, and there is such a thing, good reggaeton sounds like that.
Yep.
Where it's the same, it's exactly the same situation with ska. Every ska song has the same drum pattern.
Yep.
Every Rocksteady song has the same drum pattern.
Totally.
In all of reggae, there's like 3 or 4,
Right.
5 drum patterns. But when it's done well, each and every one sounds natural and organic and original. And even though they're playing the same drum pattern, you know, and this is this is like this. It's a reggaeton drum pattern, but it just sounds so. It doesn't sound like somebody just picked something out of a library and dropped it in. It's a real, organic, musically created thing, you know.
Yeah.
And that's really challenging to do. It takes like a high level of music production ability and talent to be able to do that. And this person is just really, really incredible at it. So
Killed it.
So I think the only critique that I would offer then is it seems to me that the level of vocal production is maybe just one tick below the level of the instrumental production. You can hear in the mix that there are like there's other background vocal tracks that were recorded that are swimming through. There's little like stereo moments of there's just a lot of playful, inventive, and dynamic like moments like where all of a sudden there's like an octave down, pitch shifted double of the vocal that's like in a super stereo spread that just happens on a couple words, and like like things that happen in a lot of hip hop production that can be done in here. And it's interesting because you can hear that there are some ideas like that, like kind of halfway executed, halfway put in, and like either they can be louder or featured more or just done more, I think.
Yeah.
If the vocals are just like if you play with the vocal production to the extent that you played with the instrumental production and get as inventive and creative and throw in as many tricks into the vocal production as you do in the instrumental production, then there's no difference between this and the tracks that have billions of plays on
Billboard.
Spotify.
Yeah,
you know,
Billboard
the only
giant
difference then
tracks.
is exposure.
Yeah.
Because the
Absolutely.
production of this is world class. It's really good.
Yeah,
That's what I think. Your turn.
Yeah, I mean, I could just sit here and echo every single thing that you said. You know, this is a 10 out of 10 production for me.
Yeah.
I'd have to listen to again to hone in on some of the vocal critiques you gave. To me, I think while that can be true, and you're probably right, there's really nothing in this track that detracted from my enjoyment of it. So in that sense, it's like it's just so well done.
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm serious. I'm gonna add this to my personal playlist.
And the whole album's
called
good.
Dope Shit 3.
Yeah, the whole album's good. So I mean, definitely check out the whole album, Indigo. I mean, this was my favorite one, but there's tons. You know, the guy is he's really brilliant at what he does. Yeah, for me, it was like when I first turned it on, I was like, all right, reggaeton, here we go. I'm not gonna like this, and then I was like, it fucking rules, because it's just, it's like what you said. It's like, it's
organic. It's honest. It's like,
yes, I guess it's technically reggaeton, or at least the rhythm section kind of is, but it doesn't really feel that way in like spirit, or maybe this is what true reggaeton really feels like, because you know, we're used to Daddy Yankee and you know, these super like kind of overexposed, over commercialized versions of reggaeton that aren't really representative of the style. Like truly, I would imagine. Yes, they're really popular, but I would much sooner point to something like this as like true, honest to goodness reggaeton or something. Or at least this is what I would listen to before any of that shit. Yeah, like my favorite elements in this was like the subtle but like crucial use of the timbale. It's just like instant fucking hype every single time that timbale comes in. It's so pristine, it's so well placed, it's well recorded. He picks his spots with it. It's not just a pattern that's like repeating forever. And it's really organic, right? It sounds whereas a lot of the instrumentation on this track is very electronic, even though he manages to make it feel very natural. It is electronic, and then when you have this just perfectly recorded, perfectly placed, like clear as a bell timbale that just pokes its head out every once in a while. It's instant fucking hype. Like it just gets me so stoked for whatever's coming next in the song.
Yeah, it also places the song like in the Caribbean.
Totally.
Yeah, it's a very kind of like North American urban feel.
Yeah.
For the most of it, and like if you didn't just know that reggaeton is from the Caribbean, or that part of the world at least, I may have that wrong. I actually don't know where reggaeton originated, but I do know it's strongly associated with the Caribbean anyway.
Right.
But like if you didn't already know that and you were listening only to this song, I don't know if I would place this song in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It feels very nighttime in the city somewhere in North America, kind of a urban vibe.
Yeah.
But that timbale being in there, it makes it more complex.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. And also another thing that places the song really well, like genre wise, just as well as the rhythm performance in the rhythm section and the timbale kind of all combined to give you this like Caribbean kind of feel, and it places the song there. Also, the fucking perfect like G-funk synths.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's like then there's this whole other aspect of the song that places you somewhere else, right? It places you like in
that's
LA.
not a thing in reggaeton, man.
No. So it's like this really perfect blend of like 90s G-funk, 70s like funk, and
funk.
yeah, with this like kind of more modern,
Well, I guess it would be
reggaeton.
P-funk, right?
Yeah, P-funk.
Yeah.
It's like, and not only, it's not just that he's doing like a G-funk thing. It's like, that's the sound of G-funk. Like the synth sounds he chose, especially the higher synth, that is like the G-funk sound. That is like what it sounds like. He's not just like emulating it or doing something similar on his own keyboard patch that he came up with. It's like, that's the sound. That's it. That is G-funk like to a T. And for me, that marriage of those two styles, it's awesome. It's such a fucking cool track, man.
I just noticed right now, I didn't even see Magaduppi's comment. Voice and tonal language in the chorus really gives me Amory vibes. I'm not, are you familiar with Amory?
No.
I don't,
not
I can't
familiar with
recall to mind what that sounds like, Magaduppy. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, we'll have to. Magaduppy, if you're still watching, drop some Amory links in the chat maybe so we can check that out.
Yeah. Any suggestions or critiques from you, Nate?
Honestly, I'm not just going to give out a critique just to give out a critique.
Wow, this is the first time.
Look,
It's
I'm
the
not
first
saying
time.
this is a faultless track necessarily, but the level of work and the level of production in this is world class. It's just like what you said. The only thing separating this from Billboard is that stuff's on Billboard and this is not.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that the Billboard tracks, one of the things that they all have is super polished, super shiny vocal production.
Yeah.
And if that vocal production is 10 out of 10, I really honestly think that the vocal production in this song is 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. I think that is a fair critique. If there's one, and it's not her either. She's fantastic.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the way the production, the way that it's
recorded.
mixed and edited
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
Yeah, it could be.
And it's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that these tracks at that top level, usually they possess like these moments and like extra salt and pepper, extra shit that is done to it.
Right.
This
And
is
there's
a perfectly
gloss.
perfect sounding vocal. It just doesn't have bells and whistles that
Yeah.
are expected at that top level.
And there's a sheen. There's like a high end, very pristine, very. There's a gloss to the pop top 40 shit that is definitely missing in this vocal. And again, it's not anything she's doing. It's a very very fine amount of top end that could be there.
It's a mixing stage thing.
Yeah.
Like it could be, maybe it's just like missing exciter or something like that. You know?
Yeah. And look, I said this on the last track. It could easily be from some kind of encoding thing on Spotify too. Some stuff just doesn't sound as good as it can possibly sound on some, in some mediums, on some services or whatever. But yeah, if I have to give out a critique to this one, I will wholeheartedly agree with you. You are right. The more I think about it, there is kind of just a top end like gloss to the vocal that maybe is missing, but it's just like a tick. It's like it's right there, man. And to be fair, I actually really, part of me kind of likes that it doesn't have that in a way. If your goal is to make this like a top 40 thing, which I think it is, kind of is for any producer that makes this kind of music, that might be an area where you can improve. But for me, just listening and enjoying the kind of music that I enjoy, I didn't really mind that it was a little more. It was kind of a slightly more dead vocal sound. It was a little warmer. It wasn't super compressed necessarily. I don't know. There was a lot I think that I still liked about it, even granted that there's probably slight improvements that could have been made on it that would have made it a little more in line with kind of bigger productions like we were talking about. But overall, man, Delta, holy shit, major recommendation. Delta, great job, man.
Dub clap.
Dub clap. Highest honor we can bestow. Man, excellent work, everybody. So if you want your music featured on this segment, you don't have to do anything except send it to us.
Except the thing that you must
do.
do.
That you have to do, which is send it to us. Email us at blackmarketreggae@gmail.com. With in the subject line, put music submission. We typically play 2 a week, and we have lots of submissions, so there's plenty that we're not going to get to for a while, but I will let you know when your episode's coming up. All we really ask in return is that you share it on your social media or post about it or something, or just subscribe to our channel. That's it. We really just like to listen to what other
friends.
Yeah, tell your friends. We the main draw I think for this segment is it connects us with other producers, other creators like us that are kind of DIY doing this shit on their own. And it's a learning experience for us. You know, there's teachable moments that we can give out, sure, but more often than not, especially lately, it's just you know, there's very humbling songs on here, at least for me as a producer, where I'm just like, wow, I could never make that because I'm not as good.
And like hearing stuff that someone is making that it sounds better than my stuff raises my expectation for myself for the next song that I'm finishing, you know?
Yeah.
So like hearing a song like that last one right there really helps me go in again and try to improve for myself and you know take another stab at trying to make this next song that I'm releasing be the best sounding one that I've ever done, because I just heard something that gave me some inspiration for like, no, you know, maybe if they can make it sound like it, maybe I can too. Yeah. And let me try to emulate what they did in some way, you know, like just that tonality that Delta had in that song. Like if I can kind of take the song that I'm finishing right now and skew it in that direction a bit more, kind of copy Delta basically,
right,
as best I can.
Then,
I mean that's essentially all that we are doing and all that I do. Anything the music that I put out is just the culmination of all from the time when I was a kid, all the things that I ever heard that I ever felt like, oh my gosh, I want to do that too. Right. It's just a culmination, the sum total of everything, that all the ideas that I ever stole from other things that I heard.
Yeah,
you know, us getting to do this, I get to get more inspiration.
Yeah, it's inspiring for sure to hear stuff like this. You know, so I mean, yeah, my hat's off to everybody who submits stuff. It's not easy putting yourself out there. I guess if you have a track as good as Swimming by Delta, it's probably easier because it's really good. But you know, yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there like that. So I mean, I think it's awesome. But okay, so like I said before, please, if you want to have your stuff featured on the show, don't hesitate to email us at blackmarketreggae@gmail.com. So typically, Brandon, at this point in the show, what do we usually do? We usually record music.
Yes.
And do we have any music to record today? No. So
today we're celebrating the release of music.
Yes. So what I wanted
today
to
is
do,
about accomplishment and finishing.
Yes. What I thought would be kind of cool today to do instead.
Oh, you got an idea.
Yeah. Would be to.
No idea what you're about to say.
I know, because I just thought of this. I think it would be cool for me to do a little live dub set of Blue Velvet. We could just do Blue Velvet live right now.
Velvet.
Yeah. So here's the. Also, I've been wanting to show you guys this. This is the work in progress session for all of my live dub stuff that I do. So this is where, for instance, we've got a little Beach Boys set over here. So this is where all the stems from all my EPs are going to live for live performance purposes from now on. So I'm still going back into like the archives, so to speak, of old releases, and you know, there's some where like stuff's missing. I have to dig into my email and like figure out like what the fuck happened to this, like what the fuck happened to that, where's this track, where's that track. So there's a little bit of that going on, which has definitely like kept me it makes this process slower than I would like, but overall it's gone pretty smooth. I've got probably 10 12 EPs in this session so far, and I thought, let's just drag in Blue Velvet right now and do it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it'll take me a second to get this set up, but I'll kind of walk you guys through what I'm doing. So I've got on the left-hand side, you can see all the tracks named over here. So I just basically need to, I've already printed the stems, so I basically just need to drag these to the appropriate place. So we've got drums, we've got perk. What else we got? What's next? We have bass. Obviously, this is not the most exciting part of performing something, but it's what we got to do. Dub scroll. Someone on Reddit put dub scroll. I like to imagine dub scroll. When I hear dub scroll, I'm thinking like some kind of like parchment.
Yeah, right. A magical scroll.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
A magic spell, some kind of something.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
So yeah,
entertain myself with my little Casio thing here.
Yeah, please do.
That Logan gave me.
Nice. Logan, a fun note about Logan, played percussion on what?
The progressors.
Progressors, yeah.
That's right. Which is one of the EPs available on Black Market Bandcamp, y'all.
Oh, yeah. So let's do... Oops. Let's deactivate this one. Actually, it doesn't matter. Okay, so let's just check this out. Let's see how far we've gotten here. And hopefully this all sounds good. And we could kind of break down the individual elements of all the stuff we recorded for Blue Velvet. Got the drums going. Got a little bell.
Wow, what a drum fill. Holy shit. That feels pretty crazy.
Oh my god, I thought that was in my stems. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck?
The reggaeton is haunting you. Some guitars coming in there.
Oh yeah. So yeah, here's kind of like a loose setup. So another thing I like to do, which helps a lot with these dub performances, I'll kind of get a mix together. And it looks like I've already kind of got it. So when you're dubbing stuff out, it's like if you look, I've got skank, 2 piano tracks, organ, all kinds of stuff in the skank that I'd have to dub out. Which
Can we hear each item so people can?
Wait, what's
hear-
that?
Can we hear each item so people
yeah.
can see how you build a skank? How do you build a skank?
Yeah.
What is a skank made out of, Nate?
So let's break this all down. So one of the things I like to do is feed everything in the skank, which is typically guitar, piano, organ, maybe a couple other instruments that are kind of doing a similar thing, and I feed them all into a single bus. Which is on my phaser. So in lieu of having them all playing individually, now I have them all in one place. Now I can dub them all out together. Which is fucking awesome. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So sometime this weekend, today maybe even, I'm gonna try and get all the Blue Velvet stems into this session, and get them all mixed properly, and then I'm gonna do a live set probably here on Reddit Sessions, which is where we're broadcasting to right now. We'll do like another a whole live dub show where I'll just perform Blue Velvet live in its entirety, which I think will be really fun. And eventually, like I said, I'm working on getting like the whole entire Black Market discography into this session so that we can I could just play anything whenever I want, which would be really fun.
Saxophone.
Oh yeah.
So Nate's doing all this live, by the way. We're not just listening to the track.
But in my heart there'll always be.
Rastafarianism.
So yeah, I would expect more of that in the near term. Maybe today. I might work on this today and do a little dub set tonight.
Nice, man.
I've been really enjoying doing that on Reddit lately. But
it's getting to the point where you could take
what do you think,
requests.
Brandon? I think we could probably end the show a little bit early today.
Yeah, I think we did like a 5-hour show last week or something like that.
Wait, sorry, I had you muted. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead. You're back.
nobody puts baby in a corner. I said, yeah, I think, we did like a 5-hour show last week.
Yes, yeah, we did. Yeah, we're I think in the future we're gonna try and keep the show more to like 3 hours ish, 3.5 hours. 4 or 5 hours starts to really drag by the last hour. So, and
Yeah, I don't know if it drags for you guys, but it does.
definitely
over
does
here.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that way we could get into like actually making music and recording and stuff a lot sooner. So we're gonna try and just streamline the show and make it less, a little less daunting for us and less of a slog for you guys as well. So, on that note, man, what a day! Blue Velvet is released.
Yeah, congratulations again.
Thank you,
Well done.
Brandon. Thank you. So yeah, Blue Velvet is live on Bandcamp right now.
Yes.
It's the remix EP inspired by the David Lynch film, featuring remixed songs by Bobby Vinton and Roy Orbison, as well as some original music we recorded live here on the show throughout the last couple months. And mixed in with a bunch of samples from the movie. It's really cool. If you've never heard any Black Market before, it's a trip. I think it's worth a casual listen at best, or at worst,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
For new fans and old, hope you enjoy Blue Velvet.
Yeah, man. And for everybody watching on Reddit, thank you for the warm reception as always. We're trying different subs to use with RPAN. We're trying to figure out where this show should live. Obviously, we're doing it in Reddit sessions today. We did it on the U show last week, which seemed to be okay. Reddit sessions, I feel like this is more where we would want to be normally. But this is very not the kind of thing you would see on Reddit sessions, so I appreciate you guys.
Where's our home?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where does this show belong?
I don't know. I'm going to do something later that definitely belongs on Reddit sessions, but yeah, for this type of show that we do is really weird because we listen to music, we play music, we also talk about music. It's very it kind of doesn't really fit in one box very neatly. So yeah, we're searching for a home. Seems like Reddit sessions has been okay. We've had quite a few people watching over there today, so we appreciate you guys watching
Nice.
and supporting and checking out everything that we do.
Yeah, new family members and the crusty old ones, the regulars. You know, as ever, we look forward to your company all week, every week.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good to see you guys. Good to hang out with you again, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, next Thursday we do this show every single week, so we will be back next Thursday as well. Pre-show starts at 11 a.m. Show starts proper at noon.
Central USA
Noon
time.
Central USA time. Yeah, exactly. But we love you guys. Thank you all for listening. Go out there and listen to Blue Velvet. Have a great weekend. Have a good day.
Yay.
And fuck Heineken. Pabst.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Dancing is an integral part.
Gosh, Bruce, you're right, but
Also, if you guys are still watching, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/BlackMarketDub. We love you. Thank you. Bye.